They say that wealth has a way of revealing who we truly are. A sudden influx of money can cause anyone to reorder their priorities, their habits, and even their personal ethics, spending lavishly to put their riches on display and prove their personal worth. But some put their money to other uses, investing in projects and causes they feel passionate about, and buying a lifetime of security for their loved ones. Francis Ngannou, also known as the Predator, is a UFC heavyweight mixed martial artist who has fought his way up through poverty and homelessness to become poised on the edge of championship greatness. Through sheer tenacity and ferocious power, Ngannou has amassed an ever-expanding fortune over the last 5 years in the UFC, earning Performance of the Night bonuses and huge purses through his quick knockouts and fiery Octagon persona. Despite his public image as a force of nature, in his private life, Ngannou has a heart for his family, his community of origin, and every kid like him who grew up with an impossible dream. And he puts his money behind that passion. Like, share, and subscribe to Ultimate Fighting Network as we find out how does Francis the Predator Ngannou spend his millions.
How
do you handle your money? Are you good with money?
Oh, really good.
I mean, what's really good with money? You good with money? You save money?
I'm really good, you know, like...
That's good.
As I said, as I was saying before about my mom, I'm like about the same way, you know. Always think about tomorrow, about next year. I always think like this could be the only thing that I have from now, you know. How do I gonna handle it? You know, trying to be smart, trying to think about tomorrow, next year.
Francis Ngannou made a name for himself quickly in the UFC and sits at an overall professional record of 15-3, with the vast majority of these wins via knockout. Ngannou is a big fighter, a striker who once dreamed of becoming a professional boxer, with a unique agility for someone with such a large frame. This uncanny speed has helped him quickly dispatch his opponents, often in the first or second round, and has earned him 5 Performance of the Night bonuses since he began his UFC career in 2015 at $50,000 each. At the start of his UFC run, Ngannou earned a mere $20,000 for his debut match with Luis Enrique, and half of that was due to his KO win. Things have definitely improved over time, and Ngannou has claimed that his biggest purse against UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic was a whopping $500,000. It's unclear whether this amount included a bonus for winning, since Ngannou was unable to defeat Miocic for the title in 2018, but it's an impressive purse nonetheless. Along with sportsmanships and brand deals with Reebok, Toyo Tires, Gym King, Cryo Pain Relief, and Manscaped, all of which earn him between $50,000 and $100,000 each, Ngannou has gained a small fortune in his relatively short but strong career. As of 2020, his estimated net worth sits at about $3 million. Despite this, Ngannou lives a fairly humble lifestyle in a 3-story apartment with a view in Las Vegas, Nevada. His apartment is sparsely furnished, nothing bolder than leather couches and a flat-screen TV. He doesn't splash out on expensive furniture, art, or gadgets, though he does have a penchant for looking the part of an MMA star, preferring to show up to interviews and press conferences in smart, expensive, bespoke suits and sunglasses. In reality, Ngannou doesn't take a cent of his newfound wealth for granted, because he knows what it was like to have nothing. Francis Ngannou was raised in poverty in the village of Batie in Cameroon. Education was not free to the public, so Ngannou worked as a child in the sand quarries, incredibly laborious and dangerous work, to pay for his own schooling, turning his back on the bad reputation of his father, a local street fighter, Ngannou dreamed of the impossible for someone in his position, to become a professional boxer. Friends and family laughed at his ambitions, but Ngannou was undaunted. When he was 26, Ngannou emigrated to Paris and, with no money and no friends to fall back on, he spent time on the streets, looking for a break. He knocked on the doors of boxing gyms asking for free tutelage, and eventually found a mentor in Didier Carmon, who took a chance on Ngannou, trained him for free, and introduced him to the sport of MMA. Ngannou has said that growing up in poverty changed his perspective on the money he earns in the cage. Instead of treating money as disposable, Ngannou is frugal, choosing instead to save it as an investment against whatever life holds in the future, for himself as well as his family. He admits there is a fear behind this desire, but mostly a deep sense of gratitude. Aside from that, Ngannou has also founded the Francis Ngannou Foundation in his hometown of Batié, a place for other dreamers like him. In Cameroon, most kids who want to become athletes, especially in combat sports, have to leave their home to do so, traveling to Europe in order to train and hope for a career just like Ngannou did.
J'ai grandi avec ce rêve. Malheureusement, il n'y avait rien 50 à 50 km à la ronde et il n'y avait aucune opportunité. Alors, moi, j'ai toujours rêvé que peut-être un jour, un bon samaritain viendra et comme ça, par coup de baguette magique, fera apparaître une salle de sport de combat où je pouvais aller m'entraîner. Je savais que s'il y en a 2 ou 3 enfants là dehors qui ont le même rêve que j'en avais à cette époque, qui ont cette même détermination, ça valait quand même le coup de se donner ce mal.
With the foundation, Ngannou's goal is to allow those kids just like him, to train in Cameroon, to build a love and respect for the sport locally, and eventually to make Cameroon a place where kids can grow up to become career athletes if they so desire. Francis Ngannou has a special love for his home, and often supports local causes, such as flood relief and charity events. He dreams of one day raising the Cameroon flag over the UFC Heavyweight Championship so that the kids at his foundation and around the world can see him, become inspired, and believe in the impossible. Francis Ngannou is still relatively young in his career and has many fights ahead of him, and likely much more wealth to be had. But those who know him say that he is one of the most genuine, down-to-earth fighters they know, someone who understands the value of wealth and who puts it to best use, not just for himself, but for his family, community, and nation. No matter what twists and turns are ahead for Ngannou, no matter how high the purse and how lavish the temptations, it's clear that Ngannou already has a champion's heart. A desire not only to win, but to use each victory for its highest good.
And what I like in it is like, I can't say I have achieved maybe some part of my dream, not all of them, but some part of it, because when I go back home today, I look at my family, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy that they are not concerned about anything anymore, you know.
What do you think about Francis Ngannou? Comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching the Ultimate Fighting Network.